Without it, your soul gets scattered like ashes in the wind. Without it, your mind becomes a crowded marketplace where everyone is shouting, but nobody is listening. But when silence sharpens your soul, you stand like a mountain in the storm, unshakable, immovable, and clear. Most people today are not weak because they lack energy or intelligence. They are weak because they are drowning in noise, the endless buzz of notifications, the constant pressure of opinions, the never-ending race of comparison. All of it steals the one thing that matters most, your attention. And when your attention is stolen, your life is stolen. The Stoics knew this thousands of years ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, freer of interruptions than your own soul." He was reminding himself that strength is not found in chaos, but in returning to silence again and again. This is what today's session is about. This is what the next hour will give you: the power to silence the noise, sharpen your soul, and unlock the unbreakable focus of a Stoic warrior. But understand this: silence is not simply the absence of sound. It is the presence of clarity. It is the choice to remove what does not matter, so that what truly matters can shine. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Noise is the greatest waster of life. When your life is spent chasing noise, you end up with fragments. But when you live with silence, you live with power. Imagine yourself standing on a battlefield. Around you, thousands of voices shout, arrows fly, drums pound. The world demands your attention. But the Stoic way teaches you this: you breathe, you center yourself, you sharpen your soul in silence. And in that moment, you see the target clearly, you act with precision, and nothing can shake you. That is the weapon we are here to forge. In the next 60 minutes, I will share with you 10 timeless Stoic truths that will silence the noise, sharpen your soul, and build a power within you so strong, it feels like fire burning with clarity. These truths are not fantasies. They are not tricks. They are built on the ancient wisdom that carried warriors, emperors, and philosophers through chaos, battles, and storms. Each truth will not only strengthen your focus, but will also give your life more direction, more meaning, and more peace than the world can ever give you. But before we dive in, I want you to promise yourself something. Don't just listen, live it. Take these 10 truths, carve them into your daily life, and let them transform you. If you do, your silence will not just grow, your soul will sharpen like steel, and you will become someone unstoppable. Now, before we begin, I ask you for one thing. Like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who is drowning in noise and needs this message. Subscribe to the channel so we can grow this community of warriors. And comment this mantra below to start strong. My silence sharpens my soul. Now let us begin. Number 1. Guard your inner silence like a sacred temple. Your focus is only as strong as the silence you protect inside. The Stoics taught that the greatest battles are not fought on the battlefield, but within the walls of your own mind. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Noise is the enemy that slips past your walls. Every meaningless scroll, every shallow conversation, every trivial argument is a thief. And the tragedy is this: most people never realize they've let the enemy inside until their focus is gone. In ancient times, cities were guarded with walls. In our time, your silence is your wall. Guard it. Decide that your inner world is sacred. Refuse to let everyone in. Not every voice deserves to echo inside your head. Not every opinion deserves your energy. Not every distraction deserves your attention. Ask yourself, will this noise sharpen me or scatter me? Will this voice build me or break me? If it weakens you, shut the gate. Protect your temple. Practical wisdom. Begin each morning in silence before touching your phone. Create one corner of your room free of devices, a temple for silence. End your day by writing down what matters most tomorrow, and ignore the rest. The Stoics practiced silence not as luxury, but as survival. And when you do the same, your soul no longer feels scattered. It feels sharpened. It feels strong. Focus is not just about adding more discipline, more hours, more grind. True focus is about cutting away what weakens you. A sculptor does not carve a masterpiece by piling on more clay. He carves by removing the excess. By subtraction, beauty is revealed. The Stoics lived this way. Epictetus once said, "If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid by others." Why? Because when you cut away what the world clings to, people will not understand you. They will laugh at your silence. They will mock your refusal to chase the noise. But it is the only way to sharpen your soul. Think about your own life. How many group chats steal your time? How many meaningless arguments drain your energy? How many endless scrolls keep you chained to distraction? These things do not just waste minutes, they weaken your spirit. They fill your temple with noise. The Stoic way is subtraction. Silence is clarity. Clarity is strength. Imagine holding a sword dulled by rust. You cannot sharpen it by adding more rust. You must scrape away. Each toxic voice you remove, each distraction you silence, each shallow indulgence you abandon, it is like scraping away the rust. Slowly your soul becomes sharp again. Practical wisdom to practice this today. Write a stop doing list. 3 habits, 3 distractions, 3 voices that weaken you, and cut them out. Cleanse your environment. Mute notifications. Leave the chat that adds no value. Remove the noise from your space. Embrace being misunderstood. When you choose silence, people may call you strange, cold, or detached. That is fine. Epictetus was right. Strength often looks foolish to the crowd. Seneca reminded us, if you seek tranquility, do less. Or rather, do only what is essential. That is the core of subtraction. Do less noise, guard more silence. Write this in the comments below to make it your truth. I cut away the noise that weakens me. And remember this, every time you remove a distraction, you are not losing something. You are gaining strength. You are sharpening your soul. Now, warriors, we move to the next law. You've guarded your silence like a temple. You've cut away what weakens you. But there is another thief waiting in the shadows. The false glory of multitasking. The next truth will reveal why trying to do everything scatters you, and why focusing on one thing at a time will make your soul unstoppable. Warriors, your mind is not a juggler. Your mind is an arrow, and an arrow cannot strike 2 targets at once. The modern world glorifies multitasking. They call it efficiency, they call it hustle, but it is a trap. Multitasking is not strength. Multitasking is fragmentation. Every time you scatter your energy, you lose depth. You may touch many things, but you master none. Seneca warned us long ago, to be everywhere is to be nowhere. The distracted soul is pulled in 1,000 directions, but arrives nowhere in the end. The Stoics were masters of presence. They taught that to live fully is to give yourself entirely to this moment, this task, this breath, nothing divided, nothing wasted. Imagine yourself as a blacksmith. If you swing your hammer at 10 places, the blade never forms. But if you strike the same iron again and again, with unwavering force, you create a weapon sharp enough to cut through stone. That is single tasking. Science today only confirms what the Stoics already knew. Each time you switch your attention, your brain burns energy. You grow weaker, you lose clarity. But when you focus on one task, one action, one breath, you enter a state modern thinkers call flow. Timeless effort, unshakable focus, effortless strength. Practical wisdom to live this truth. When you eat, just eat, taste every bite. Be there fully. When you read, just read. Let no other voice interrupt. When you work, just work. Put away your phone, silence the chatter, and pour yourself fully into the task at hand. At first, this will feel uncomfortable. Your mind, addicted to noise, will crave distraction, but persistence builds strength. Just as a muscle grows when you resist weakness, your focus grows when you resist scattering. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, do every act of your life as though it were your last. Think of that. If this task were your final act, would you divide yourself, or would you pour your entire soul into it? That is the Stoic way. That is the path to silence the noise and sharpen your soul. Now write this in the comments to seal it in. I give my full focus to one task. And remember this, the ordinary becomes extraordinary when given your full attention. Work becomes meaningful. Conversations become alive. Dreams become possible. But warriors, there is another enemy. Even if you guard your silence, cut away the noise, and master single tasking, your environment can betray you. The place you stand, the people around you, the space you create, All of it shapes your focus. In the next truth, we will discover how to discipline your environment, so your silence grows naturally without constant struggle. A distracted environment creates a distracted mind. Most people try to fight distraction with willpower, but willpower is fragile. Your surroundings shape you more than your intentions. The Stoics understood this deeply. They taught that while you cannot control the entire world, you can always control the space you choose to inhabit. Epictetus once said, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." That wisdom doesn't just apply to people. It applies to everything in your environment. If your surroundings are chaotic, your mind will mirror that chaos. If your room is cluttered with temptations, your thoughts will scatter like leaves in the wind. Think of it this way. A warrior sharpens his sword before battle. A philosopher clears his table before writing. A sculptor prepares his workshop before carving. Why? Because the environment creates the conditions for mastery. Practical wisdom to discipline your environment. Clean your desk or workspace before you begin. A clear space builds a clear mind. Remove temptation. Put your phone in another room during deep work. Don't battle it. Remove it. Keep reminders of your highest goals visible. Write one sentence that defines your purpose and place it where your eyes fall every morning. The Stoics practiced this discipline by retreating to still places, simplifying their surroundings, and walking in nature to silence noise. They trained themselves not just through willpower, but through wise choices of environment. Ask yourself right now, does my environment pull me closer to my purpose, or does it pull me away? If it pulls you away, it must change. Not tomorrow. Today, Seneca warned, associate with those who will make a better man of you. Extend that to everything around you. Let your environment be your ally, not your enemy. Write this truth in the comments below to claim it. I discipline my environment to sharpen my soul. When you master this, silence becomes natural, focus becomes effortless. You no longer struggle against noise, because noise no longer surrounds you. But warriors, there is a deeper training ground. Even with a disciplined environment, the mind can wander, the body can twitch, the world can creep back in. The Stoics knew the secret. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is strength. In the next truth, we will uncover how to train your attention with stillness, and why 5 minutes of silence can forge a focus stronger than hours of effort. The modern world hates silence. Every corner is filled with noise, every device with distraction, every moment with endless stimulation. That is why stillness feels uncomfortable, because silence has become rare. But the Stoics knew the secret. Silence trains the mind, the way weights train the body. Stillness is the gym of the soul. Marcus Aurelius himself practiced this daily. He would rise early, sit in silence, and write to himself. He once reminded himself, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, freer of interruptions than your own soul." He knew that to rule an empire, he first had to rule his own mind. Most people today are dragged by their thoughts. They replay the past, they panic about the future, they argue with themselves endlessly. But stillness is the act of taking back control. Stillness is the reminder, I own my mind. Nothing outside owns me. I imagine a warrior on the battlefield. Around him, the clash of swords, the thunder of drums, the roar of enemies. But in his chest, silence. His breath is steady, his soul is calm, and because of that silence, he strikes with precision when others scatter in fear. That is the power of stillness. Practical wisdom to train your attention with stillness. Beg in your day with 5 minutes of silence. Sit, breathe, and let your mind wander. Then gently bring it back to one point, your breath or your purpose. Practice micro, stillness in chaos. When anger rises, pause, breathe once before reacting. Journal in silence each night. Write what matters most, and let go of everything else. At first, your mind will resist. It will rebel. But the more you return to silence, the stronger your attention becomes. Just as lifting weights strengthens the body, bringing your thoughts back to stillness strengthens your soul. Epictetus taught, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Stillness is the path to that mastery. Write this in the comments below to make it yours. I train my focus through stillness. Warriors, when you practice stillness, distractions lose their grip. Chaos no longer scatters you. Instead, your silence becomes a weapon, your clarity a shield, your mind unshakable, but life will always test you. Stillness is powerful, yes, But what happens when obstacles rise? What happens when pain and problems break into your life? Most people collapse under their weight. But the Stoics discovered a hidden path. Obstacles are not distractions. Obstacles can become fuel. In the next truth, we will see how to turn every problem into fire, every setback into strength, and every obstacle into focus fuel.